Good afternoon. My name is Alyssa Ruiz, and I'm speaking on behalf of local activists as well as in partnership with the Sierra Club organization. Recently, a grant has been offered, a local government grant has been offered for U.S. nonprofits for the advancement of exemplary academics in scientific fields. We are requesting this grant in order to open a opportunity to award local conservation leaders. This grant would be used in order to fund a Renewable Energy and Conservation Leadership Award, along with a local mural art piece to commemorate this new tradition and opportunity for our community. We are working in partnership with Sierra Club to propose a grant to fund this project as our their organization stands for similar ideas and forms of activism. They have done a lot of work to spread education about new renewable energy sources and ways that the community can get involved in building a platform for these kind of needs. In regards to our own community, New Mexico has done a lot of community work to bring attention to the activists who are searching to create new outlets for these kind of information and morals. So one way our community has been working to do so is turning to local government systems to request different bills or organize community protests, similar to a lot of the work that has been done in previous years, such as the plastic bag ban bill that was passed in 2019, as well as the National Climate Strike, which was a very popular event here in New Mexico, where people of all ages encouraged activism to stand up for the protection of our lands, the protection of our airs, protection of indigenous people, and a lot of young community members were given an opportunity to gain experience with public speaking or just voice their opinion in other ways, whether it be artistically. It was a very open and welcoming space. So, how does this show? How does this connect to our state personally? Well, we want to showcase our state as a place that stands for the democratic system of government that our nation has fought for and shaped through all the hardships of our history and what got us to where we are today. So we want to continue to stand for democracy by noting all views and voicing all opinions. Recently, an award was given to our governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, titled the Oil and Gas Leadership and Loyalty Award. This offered credit for her stance on non-renewable energy, supporting economic interests, and some was in part supported by many people's views. But on the other end of the spectrum, it did rise a little bit of conflict in environmental activism communities. There was actually a peaceful protest organized outside the governor's office or residence, and I think in part this was a response not to put down opposing views, but to bring attention to an unequal power like media representation, because democracy should stand for all sides. And they were overall disappointed at the fact that the governor's office wouldn't so much as respond to their democratic efforts or give any explanation as to future plans to address these. So, in further respects to our hardworking elected office officials, we wish to commend the leadership and advocacy of all community views by resolving this issue with a more positive light, opening up a new award for representatives who show their support or even just involvement in the activism taking place to protect environmental resources. So we have a quote here from Nelson Mandela. "I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony with equal opportunities." What better way to describe what we are trying to gain with this project? So here we have an overview of the specific grant that we are hoping to earn. So this award that we want to create, it needs to have a focus on the definition of leadership. So by doing so, we want to commend those who are willing to explore progressive action to better the community, as many people believe that non-renewable energy sources are an encroachment on indigenous people and their lands, and overall just damaging to the economy and pride that we have as a state for our natural resources. And a lot of that has to do with, people who live in this state have a pride for their backyard, like their views, the land we hold, and the draw it has to tourism. With our funding, we hope to showcase a local artist's work with a public mural serving as a symbol of hope and encouragement to those fighting for community collaboration regarding any political views. Community collaboration is very important to continue in this day and age, especially because of all the obstacles we have been facing, separation and isolation, just to avoid COVID regulation, to avoid disrupting COVID regulations. So, some reasoning behind our Energy and Conservation Leadership Award would be to reestablish the importance of community activism. We were disappointed by the lack of concern for public voice displayed by our governor in response to community activism efforts, but we wanted to instead focus on the efforts of other representatives. In previous years, Deb Haaland and even other representatives made a great effort to interact with the community at local events and protests, and even just on their political platform speaking about these issues. So, in order to reestablish this aspect of our community, we hope to obviously make this a tradition by re-electing an honorary member for this award each year. We're going to be encouraging community involvement as they will be able to vote or submit candidates. This project would also bring a more positive representation of our community to media, and obviously show our pride as a community for our state's natural beauty and political efforts and political representatives. Because it's obviously more than just electing an official and letting them take their way. An official that we elect should be willing to listen and work with community ideas. So this will have a lot of positive benefits for the community and just bring a great sense of connection between our political system and community members. So here we actually have an image of the event that was organized a couple years ago, and obviously proving that, here, I have it on a bigger scale here, just because this is a beautiful image. You can see how many people were brought together and with pride, all just based off of their political efforts to protect our community and our environment. So obviously this is a big margin of our community, and it serves as proof that this is something that needs to be spoken on and acted on. So, in regards to funding this program, we are looking to find your support for this proposal. We estimate a cost range of about $10,000 just to jumpstart this project, give or take. We intend to obviously pay artists for creating the work, as well as getting word out. This might involve flyers or publicists, social media organizers, maybe billboards, just to get the word out and bring more attention to this, because it's going to take community involvement and support. And the number one step for that would be educating the community, as well as obviously paying for the proper licenses to officially establish this program. But in following years, the grant will not need to be renewed, as the award title will be patented and can continue to serve its purpose for our community. So, as a conclusion, we really hope that you'll consider the importance that this holds for our community. It's very important in this day and age to respect the land that we have left and protect what we have. It's becoming a growing issue of pollution, global warming, nationwide, and we want our state to stand as a beacon of hope as well as a example of leadership in this category. You can see our previous work has already sparked a lot of positive attention. We've taken part in preventing decline of our environment with our plastic bag ban and other important movements. We have a lot to stand for here in our state. The Rio Grande, the Sandias, it really is a beautiful state, and we want to use this opportunity to just honor the state we do have and the beautiful work done by our representatives and community members.